Business Pro. Our mission statement is to provide a personalized quality experience for all of our customers, enabling them to present the best version of themselves to future employers and to conduct themselves in a professional manner throughout their careers. So upon asking friends, family, peers, we realized that there was an unmet need in the Fairbanks community, which turned out to be a business professional preparation service. Knowing how to act, perform, and dress is integral in any stage of your career or job, from your first job interview out of high school to maintaining long-term customer relationships at your job. And we understand that you can find assistance in building your resume online and tips on how to dress professionally, but there isn't a single entity that provides the whole package until now. And as Business Pro, our main focus is on customer relationships, so you can expect awesome quality from us. We plan to provide for our customers through workshops and one-on-one consultations, which appeals to group settings and personal settings. The services we hope to provide include workshops and consultations on dressing for success, job interview preparation, resume building, and networking with other professionals like yourselves. And no matter what your major is, what stage of secondary education you find yourself in, and what your employment status is, we are willing to work with you no matter what. And because of this, we will be available whenever you need us, depending on your schedule, except for probably like 4 in the morning. And you can even choose your personal consultant on our webpage, which you'll see in a little bit, based on their skills and qualifications. So now that I've kind of introduced you to what Business Pro is, Maggie's going to kind of talk about our business analysis.
Thank you, Liza. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit here and go through our SWOT analysis. So not only does the SWOT analysis identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, but also a great way to efficiently allocate resources, improve and standardize operations, assess risk, forecast growth, and establish a competitive position. The SWOT analysis is an analytical approach that maps out how to reach our potential and tackle our hurdles. Strengths. At Business Pro, we feel professional consulting is a renovated idea, not a new service. So with the dispersion of career services here at UAF, we saw the chance to build. We have a simple, clean-cut, easy-to-follow business plan. We offer both male and female consultants, and we also have a consultant, Scott Lyons, with military background. Weaknesses. As college students, our real-world work experience, especially with startup businesses, is fairly limited. Likewise, our financial resources are extremely limited as well, which is why we're currently looking for investors. I would say perhaps our biggest weakness is our lack of physical resources. We do not have an office space or conference room to utilize to perform our services. As of right now, we would depend on renting the necessary space to host events. Opportunities. Fairbanks is historically a college town with a huge following in the community. There are also numerous high schools in the area, which would be a great potential avenue to explore. Not only do we have the University of Alaska Fairbanks, but we also have the Community and Technical School, and we can draw clients from them as well. Apart from the large student population here in Fairbanks, there's also a large military population, with both Eielson Air Force Base and Fort Wainwright. Another area is that Fairbanks is also surrounded by villages. And for individuals growing up in rural Alaska, they're desperately going to need these professional skills. Another great opportunity for Business Pro would be to team up with other businesses. For example, a clothing boutique offering discounts for the clients we bring in, or to host events at local businesses, creating an interpersonal relationship. Threats. We brainstormed partnering with UAF to hold events on campus due to our lack of office space and to be at a convenient location for students. However, that relies, of course, heavily on the university agreeing to such terms. Now, taking a look at profit, It may be difficult for a business pro to raise necessary capital when the bulk of our clients are unemployed or low-income individuals. Lastly, there's so much diversity across technical fields, especially here in Alaska with the oil industry, mining, environmental aspects. It might be a little difficult to address that diversification. But we feel that, and we're confident that we bring enough to the table that we can conquer that challenge. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Adam and Avila, and they're going to go over commercialization.
All right, thank you. Excuse me, I'm going to sit here because part of it is the online commercialization of our product. So we were talking about the advertising and how we're going to get our name out there. And we decided that the main idea, since we're going to be focusing mainly on college students, would be a lot of flyers. There are so many places on campus to post flyers and advertisements like that. And so we would start anytime we had an event or every time we were offering services, we would post flyers. And we would also have mini quarter-page flyers that we could use almost like business cards that would have our basic contact information, as well as some simple services that we provide. Another promotional tool that we were considering is a business tip of the week that we could send out to all of the people we have who follow us on Facebook or any other social media. And some examples of business tips would be eliminate any typos in your resumes, or unless you're a recent graduate, don't put experience before the education. Always have the education afterwards, and always be prepared for interviews. Don't just walk in expecting that you know what they're going to ask. Another thing for promotional would be newspaper print ads. We're considering putting an advertisement into the Sun Star, which is the local UAF newspaper here, because that would reach a large portion of our target audience. And also radio advertisement. Part of our radio advertisement, I think, that would be best would be the local UAF radio, KUAC. So we created a website and a Facebook page, and I'll just show you the Facebook page here real quick. So here's our Facebook page for Business Pro. And here we would have the contact information, how they can get a hold of us. There'd be a link to our website. And here we would post any events. If we were holding a business satire seminar, we could have the date, time, and all the people that are following us on Facebook would get that information on when the next class was going to be that was offered to the public. You can also post your views of how the services went and what you thought about what they could offer more. So, from the Facebook page, there's a link to our website, and I will let Havila take over from here.
All right, so this is the website that we made for Business Pro. As you can see, we got our logo right there at the top. We got a couple pages, so we have like just a summary right here, and we kind of go over, like Miza was saying, we have both our group events, which is a direct link to the group seminars page, and then our individual consultations, again, a direct link to the individual consultation page. And then we just put our mission statement right here, just so they kind of know who we are, as, you know, first thing they see when they come to the website. So if we go to the group seminars page, you can see we focused on three main things. We have professional wear, then the interviewing and networking skills, and then resume building. Basically, each event is going to have a seminar that is going to be once a month on the second Friday of the month in the Wood Center Ballroom. That's kind of like if we were to work with UAF on this, we would hold it on campus. If not, we would probably need to find another location or potentially pay to have it there. And then if you would like to sign up for one of these, all you have to do is click the sign up page and it'll take you right to our sign up form here. And then I'll kind of go over, we have our Meet the Reps page. So basically, we're all on here. We all have something that we're going to specialize in. Like here we have Adam, who's going to specialize in composing resumes. And then the men's daily business look. As you can see, we're all kind of rocking the look. So he has the daily business look. I'm a sales manager, so I'm going to help with the precision of language for both interviews and resumes. I have like a pantsuit kind of outfit today. Maggie is going to help with interviews, starting with the handshake. She's rocking like the ladies' skirt outfit. And then Miza, who specializes in outfits and like helping people dress. So if you need to like, that's what you really want to focus on, you would want to meet up with her, and she has like the daily business look. And then we also have Scott, who's their military man. He's going to help keep you look sharp. He has this nice three-piece suit on today. And yeah, so you can kind of just see who we are, get to know us a little bit. And then if you go to our individual sessions, basically, this is what, if you want a more personalized experience, you would go to. And you just kind of detail out, you see here, you can choose what exact area you would want to focus on. So whether it be like the professional wear, interviews, resume building, networking, and then you can kind of say who you would like to meet with, like who you think would best be compatible with you, or kind of what you want to focus on. And then this is where you get to customize it and say the preferred time for yourself and like when works the best for you. And then here is our link to the contact us page where you would just paste that information that you would like. And it also, again, has our contact information, a link to the Facebook page, hours of operation. Yeah, so. Oh, that is not.
You keep wanting to bring that up.
No.
Okay, so for our monthly, or for our marketing campaign ideas, we have two that we're going to focus on. It's going to be the monthly events that are going to be advertised, and then also distributing those flyers that Adam was talking about to our opinion leaders. So the opinion leaders would be like Tammy over here, or like teachers whose students would be coming to ask like, oh, I need help with my resume, where do I go? So they have a quick little flyer that they can give to them. Also, we were thinking of putting like little promotions on there, so you could get a discount on our seminars, you know, get a couple bucks off, so that way there's like a little incentive to come. And then also, we have our campaign tactics that we will not be using. Oh no. So basically, the two that we decided not to use is viral marketing. Is probably not going to be our strong point. We're probably going to try to be more of a slow but steady business. And then it's more of a casual topic on the day-to-day. And then also TV commercials we decided would be a little pricey and definitely not be the most efficient way to reach our target market. And now Scott will be going over our research and kind of showing how we got the backup to our business.
Thank you, Hubble. Now, when we originally came up with the idea, it came along with the idea that UAF Career Services got ramped down to nil and nothing. There's one person working there. There used to be, from what I understand, 8. So there is obviously a hole there. But we had to ask, is a hole needing to be filled? Or is this something that we can actually do? So we sent out a bunch of surveys. We talked to over 7 different majors, approximately half male and female. It's weighted heavily towards minority. When I say that, it was about half white Caucasian and the rest would be a minority. But I say it's weighted heavily is that currently UAF, the numbers are sitting around 60 to 70% white, then the rest being minority. So we did weight it a little bit more. The classic is 2 foxes and a chicken are sitting there deciding what they want for dinner. So you've got to ask the chicken, what do they think, even though they are the minority. We did also talk to mostly full-time students, and because we are looking at a little bit younger group, we normally sat around 18 to 24 years old. We did ask them, out of everything that they wanted to do, what type of services would you like? And they were able to check everything you want. You see by the numbers, everything sits, around about the same, aside from social media here at 7%. And that's not what we're supposed to do. So I think I will stay away from the red dot. You see the social media here stayed around 7%. In other words, the younger students, they just didn't have the need for us to tell them how to use social media. That's why we decided to go with networking, dress, interviews, and resumes. I got it here, actually. We also asked them, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a workshop, individual face-to-face type of thing? It was pretty much cut down the center to a 60-40. So what the idea was is that we would do the workshops once a month, and there we would hand them out and say, hey, we are available for individual consultation as well. When we asked them, obviously we're saying around UAF here, we asked them how close they want to be. They said 66% on campus, and then but when you add them into the extra 21%, you're looking at 87% of all respondents saying they want to be around here at campus, which does make sense because we're looking at campus. When do they want it? College students. Who am I kidding? I'm a night owl myself. So mostly everybody wanted it in the evening, but when you add it in together, you're looking at a good 3/4 all want it in the afternoons and evening. And how often they want it as needed. That's why we went with the monthly workshops. And then individual consultation would be as needed, and that would be more. And we asked them, how much would you be willing to pay for these types of services? Well, their minimum averages are only about $3 an hour. Obviously, that's not tenable. But their maximum averages, and this average responses, were $17.50 an hour. Now, it has been said that there's no such thing as a free lunch. Luckily, if we do fix where UAF has an alpha hole in, hopefully UAF will allow us to use, without a whole lot of overhead, one of their classrooms and one of the things like that for the workshops. So we would offer them a free seminar. The free seminar would get the people in and get them going. Obviously, I'm not going to learn everything about a resume or the proper way to dress for an interview just in one seminar. I'm going to want some one-on-one time. So for our individual consultation, we made up for that little bit and jumped up to $20 an hour. These seminars would not bring in any revenue unless UAF would back us that way, which that'd be nice, but it wouldn't bring any revenue, but it would be an advertising type thing. This is also not, for lack of a better way of putting it, this wouldn't be a professional, our full-time job initially, because you'd have to get that base going. You have to get it on a rotational base. So the nice part about it is you can start out small, have it help out on the side, and then it would grow. As it would grow, you could do these type of things on post. I know when I got out of the military, I had no idea what to wear unless you told me what to wear. As a conclusion, I'm going to send it back over to Miza here.
In conclusion, Business Pro hopes to fulfill an unmet need in the Fairbanks community. We analyzed our business plan, and analysis like these allowed for self-awareness, which enables progress to happen. Our exploratory research through sidewalk surveying and observation indicated that there was not only a need for Business Pro, but a want as well. Business Pro will be your one-stop shop for all things business related. Teaming up with us opens up the door of opportunity for succeeding in the business world. Thank you for your time.
Any questions?
Of course there are. Did you guys try and look into the amount that it would actually cost to get onto UAF? Because while you guys are trying to offer those for free, since UAF is going to be doing a lot of cuts, do you think they'll actually let you do it for free?
It would be one of those where UAF, if we wouldn't charge them for our services, they're actually making up for the time that they would be lost for career services. So instead of paying their 8 people, they wouldn't even be paying us to be here, hopefully. If we could become more and more valuable to them over time, we could renegotiate that. But hopefully just the time of, we would hopefully be able to just, by giving our time, they'd be able to provide us with like a smart classroom or something like that here for a workshop.
Do you guys think about some kind of sponsorship or partnership with the Department of Labor here in Fairbanks or even anywhere in Alaska? So you have free advertisement on their page / lower cost seminars for you guys?
That is an area that we could expand out into. I know when I first got out, I spent a lot of time at it was in New York, it was called Workplace, where they helped you to find a job and things like that. And that's definitely someplace that we could go into. The first job I interviewed at, I showed up, I was dressed about as apt was, which was about the time, about appropriate. But there were plenty of people that showed up that were dressed as I was. And then there were also plenty of people that showed up not dressed appropriately. So that would definitely be someplace we could go into.
How are you going to compete with the Fairbanks unemployment office?
Well, that's where we would work in conjunction with them. They don't, their one-on-one services aren't as good.
I can vouch for the fact that they suck.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of times you do get what you pay for. A lot of times you do get what you pay for. We would sit down with it. One of the things that we were even talking with, Maggie mentioned that we would get, hopefully get with other businesses to help out with, like if we took them to your business to help them go shopping, that would imply that if you need help shopping with picking out colors and things like that, when I first picked out colors to wear, I had my consultant. I called her my wife. But there's a lot of people who don't have that type of thing. We would actually walk around with them. Yeah, check this out. This goes well together. That goes well together. No, that shirt is cut way too low for what you're looking at. That type of thing.
I'm not exactly sure what that office is, but I know that I think our focus would be for university students and more for like, if we were to expand, it would be to like high schools, like more a student base, it would be that more personal connection, and we are in Fairbanks, and since it's like smaller here, I think that's how we would do well, is that we would just have this base already built and working behind us, that we could just go from there.
Can I expand upon that?
Yeah, totally.
So say UAF does work out and they're gonna give you some space for free, and you guys all have clients 24 hours at a time, and you're getting that $20 an hour, you know, how are you guys gonna put money back into the business as well as feed yourselves?
Well, that's what I talked about initially. This particular business would not be a full-time position. It would not be full-time work. This would just be supplemental type work initially. As time would increase and as our name gets bigger and bigger, then we might look at a repricing strategy as demand increases for us. But right now, we need to keep it at a level where your average university student can afford to spend an hour, maybe 2 hours of our time.
To add on to that, it would just be like on an appointment base with our clients, so we wouldn't really need to be working 24 hours a day.
But I'm just saying that the best circumstance is that you always have people wanting your services.
Right. And I feel like once we get to that point, we would get our own space and have an office and have a conference room where we could do those things.
Mr. Taylor?
Except that people are really only going to really want your services at a really seasonable time of every year. That would be roughly a month before graduation. The odds of people wanting to get involved in this like the week before Christmas break or along those lines, pretty slim. You're going to have one big burst, and it's going to be, I could see maybe capitalizing on that panic of needing to nail that resume or just totally kill in the interview. I could see that being like, that would be, in my mind, that would be the marketing piece. And I wouldn't give anything away for free. I would not give, because you give anything away for free and it has no value. I can tell you working for multiple corporations, this has been tried. You could sell the seminar, you could just say 20 bucks a head. You could, if you wanted to partner up with other businesses, have them pay 100 bucks to sponsor 5 students and go talk to teachers that want students that want to go in there. You could go to the junior and senior classes and ask the professors if they'll give you 2 minutes to come in and pitch to the class. Hey, it's already April, and your minds are on your finals and your presentations and your term papers and everything like that. But here's what we got going. 20 bucks gets you this. And if they, at that point, you get people to walk in. But it's really going to be a super seasonal kind of thing. You could still have the service available, but it would really be, if someone's going to call you in September, when classes have started and people are doing, that's going to be an anomaly. Most people, I'm sorry, I went to college. I know how time works. When you're young, it seems like, you're not thinking that far ahead. It's only when you're something like, oh my God, I just got fitted out for my mortarboard and my robe. And I don't have any interviews lined up. And I know this because this is what, I teach a 400 level class, but usually it's when people are finishing up their undergrad degrees. That's when the pressure is highest. So I find that this is a noble cause that you're trying to do. I actually like the service plan. I was not aware about career services. And I do like the fact that you have very clearly identified your demographic. Your presentation material is also very, very sharp. It does lend itself to what you're trying to put across. That being said, the big concern I have for it as a workable model is that you are going to have one big burst, and it's generally going to be in the spring.
All right, in the interest of time, let's start with our comments from the panel, and we'll start with Ryan this time and work our way
I thought you guys did a very nice job. It was very professional. The PowerPoint was all very clean and professional and sharp. And, another, I guess, concern that I would have if you are focusing on university students is that you might need to see which departments actually need that, have the problem that you're addressing. I know the accounting side, GAP, is very active and puts on seminars, and you learn how to write up a resume, and they put a lot of time into making sure that the accounting students are prepared when they go into an interview. So that might be one thing to kind of address, is whether or not those clubs are already meeting the demand that you're kind of going after. But good job, it's very professional.
Right?
So, I like the professional PowerPoint font, the kind of somber colors, you know, they fit with what you're doing. Facebook website page, it's cool to see you guys went to trouble to do that. A channel that you might be missing, and that whole call to action about how you drive business at non-peak times, so they're not all piling up at the end of the year. You know how you do that, how you have your events, or you discount, word that I hate to hear, but one, it's a reality of life. To drive that business, you know, the spring break party and placement package or something, I don't know. Think about how that works. And then another channel is with all the UAF alumni, those contacts and your future, you know, placements, having somebody in a company who understands the stuff that you can't get off the internet or out of a book is the answers to those questions about what that company's culture might be like and what they're really looking for. That if you could offer that, now that's information that's valuable and that you can sell. So, inside look.
I know I certainly try to help the students that come through my classes, and I'd be certainly willing to volunteer to be the absolute worst interview they'd ever have. Which in itself is viable, because they'll never be afraid after that. Again, it's the question becomes is as a sideline business, I can see doing this. As full-time, it is a limited but very well-defined demographic. I believe in the need. I like the ability of it. I'm just not sure it might be that it's going to be a profitable business model. I think a nonprofit, something that works as kind of a UAF booster, because the thing is, ultimately I can see where this would go. Ryan kind of hit on it, is that eventually, at some point, given the law of evolution, you'll end up working all the majors that get the best jobs anyway. You're going to be helping the ones that get hired. I mean, let's face it, the ones that get their BA in pottery are not going to be, no matter how many suits you put them in or how good the resume looks, they BA'd in pottery. So, that's my 2 cents.
So I like the practical side of things. I think it's a pretty relevant need as far as our community. I think one thing to think about is part of the need that's in Fairbanks is you have a need from the business to find a qualified pool of candidates that can fill some of these professional jobs. So sometimes when you're out there as a business person trying to search and find a young, talented, qualified candidate, or even somebody that's, you know, aggressive and wants to learn and get into the business, it's hard to link the business to the pool of candidates. And so I think if you focus maybe more so on how you cultivate that, whether it's through like a certification plan, or you have a set of classes where if they attend, you know, 6 to 12 classes throughout the year, you mint them as a Business Pro certified candidate, and then you market that to the businesses. And just out of curiosity, did you reach out to like TDL Staffing or Personnel Plus or any of those services?
You know, due to the limitations of the survey and where we were initially going for as a replacement for, not a replacement, but a sideline in career services, we did not go out to town.
So just for future purposes, I would reach out to some of those businesses like that and see how they get paid. Because I think what you'll find is they don't focus so much on the user end, they focus on if they place a qualified candidate into a job, they get money, you know, through the employer. So maybe that's a different spin on how you know, add some funds into the business. From that, you know, is it subscription based? Is it placement of employees? Is it fee for service based off the different things that you're offering to people? Because I do think it is relevant, and I think, you know, if you could hand me 35 candidates that I could keep in contact with that were looking, you know, to get licensed in insurance, and they were smart, intelligent, motivated people, I could see paying you to have a service like that. I just, you know, I'd say from that standpoint, you have to focus on what a qualified candidate that you would provide for, or you have to provide, you know, such level of training that you're going to drive people to show up there and get what you have. Otherwise, it might just blend in with some of the other entities that are floating around that do some of this kind of thing.
I think most of my comments were pretty similar. I felt like you guys were really poised and really polished up there, and I think that really emphasized what you guys are advertising. Kind of echoing what Matthew had to say, I think the Gap Accounting Club, which does a lot of this stuff, does very well pulling students in because the recruiters are aware that kids coming out of that club are much more polished. They generally have a different set of skills than just their accounting degree, and I think that reputation, trying to establish that kind of reputation with your business would really be successful. And I like the idea of having a certification program. That would really add something special to what you're trying to do. I love that you guys did a SWOT analysis and that it was so well considered. You know, you kind of took us right through that. You really thought about everything. And I really liked the pie charts. I thought that was a really nice way to present some pretty interesting numbers in some of your market research in a really quick and easy to understand method.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, we've seen lots of previews on this next one throughout the other presentations.
Unfortunately, I have to miss it.
Oh my God, well, we're taping it for you.
Okay.
And in the interest